Hey everybody, before we get started, I just want to remind you this episode is brought to you by our patrons like Ahaga Comics, Kwa, Drago66, and Nestor Flores. If you like what we do and want to see us do more, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can get access to episodes early and lots of other goodies, and it would really help us out. Thanks for your support, everybody.
Thank you.
That's right, everybody. Welcome back to Let's Talk Fate Grand Order. The one-stop shop of all FGO needs. I think that's the most consistent intro I've ever given, because I always remember to say that one. But hey, we're here. By the way, Lucky. By the way, Lucky is with me, and I'm Omega. I've already, this is rare, but I've already decided what the title of this episode is.
I'm listening.
What's in a November?
Yeah.
Because that's really what we got. That's all we got. We don't know. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah. Everyone, I hope you are enjoying Fate Grand Order, aka it's about to get real crazy in here. And while we here at Studio Omega like to bring you the latest in FGO related news and memes, we will be talking about current and future events for both the JP and EN version of the game. So anyone not wanting spoilers should just go shotgun a health potion.
Yeah, so basically, I'm looking at the show notes. We have, I don't even want to call it 2 pages, because really, it's mostly just our outline that extends over 2 pages. But I feel like also every time I say we're going to have a short show, we end up having a super long show, so we'll see what happens. Before we go anywhere, let's check in with everybody's favorite kouhai, Mesh.
Senpai, 起きてください.
That's right, everybody. It's time for Wake the Fuck Up Senpai, our regular segment for pro tips. Lucky, you wrote this entirely without prompting, so why don't you read it?
Yeah. So, our pro tip for you for this week is don't be afraid to ask for help and or support from the community. If something is giving you trouble, there are many people who play the game that will be happy to give you a helping hand with some strat information or farming tips, as well as how to use the best servants that you have. No one starts this game knowing everything, so don't feel bad or lost for needing a helping hand.
Yeah, it's pretty good. That's something I see our community doing a lot, like, even without us. They just talk about stuff, ask questions, get info.
Yeah, I just don't want anyone to ever feel like they're like, oh no, I'm playing this game wrong, and I'm like too afraid to ask for help because I'm gonna get fucking like rolled over the fucking coals. Like, is that something I heard about in other like big like the big game communities? Like, I remember someone telling me, I can't remember who, but like they went into the Azure Lane official Twitter and they they have a help section there and they were asking for help and people were just like, get good, scrub. I was like, no. But I know for the most part, FGO players, they seem to be a lot more willing to give that helping hand.
I feel like that's something a lot of FGO players have probably learned from experience with JP, because for years the games had to be played either you had to be bilingual or do it through translations, so
yeah.
People have had 2 years before the English version came out to build up this idea that, oh yeah, there's no fucking way we know what we're doing, so
yeah.
We need to be able to share information and be cool about it. Also, considering Azure Lane is, as we've discussed, the ultimate final form of the gacha game, that's really bad if people are shitty about it in the community. Azure Lane is blessed by having good PR and audience interaction. They have a good scheme for microtransactions and stuff, which isn't awful and doesn't make you want to die. Don't know why my microphone stand squeaks quite so much there. And obviously the gameplay is entertaining and stuff. So don't shit your game up by being shitty.
Yeah.
That's just a general rule. That applies to FGO too. Don't shit up FGO by being shitty, people. Alright, let's jump into Records from the Throne. Just real quick, some stuff. So, for me, I got Extra Vlad for monthly tickets.
Oh, yeah. For me, I decided to do a 3-quarter YOLO, and I got Cleo. So now I'm I spent $160 trying to roll, her, and I just, kind of YOLO, and I get her. So the 1% is always the 1%. Let me just lay on the ground and reevaluate my life choices here.
And if you couldn't hear that, possibly because noise cancellation cut it out, there was a very subtle rip in the background from me there. Actually, before we get into show proper, we can probably talk about it a little bit. So last week we did, like we said, we had a very minimalist episode. I hope Editor Lucky used his downtime productively. I figure we probably should talk about this off-air more, but I figure kind of what going forward here is, as much as we like it, we're probably going to avoid including raw, unedited, uncommentated clips, like Noble Phantasm clips and stuff.
Yeah.
Just because, that's obviously a YouTube duplication. Literally, we are not editing YouTube videos except to edit them into our videos, so it's shaky ground. For other stuff, that's gonna be Editor Lucky's discretion. Like, if Editor Lucky wants to keep doing music, it's like, whatever. We're pretty sure that's fair use, dear YouTube. It's transformative and it doesn't harm the original work. That's totally fair use. We can't hire lawyers, though. Please don't hurt us. But, like I said, other than that, I figure we'll leave it up to Editor Lucky's discretion, and, we'll go from here, because even without YouTube stuff, our patrons have been, like, super supportive lately. Like, we've gotten a couple extra people. Very helpful.
Super helpful.
Very generous. We're making moves. God forbid some of you want to buy a t-shirt. Oh, though that does remind me, because we hit that goal, we finally produced and released our first episode of Lucky Rants. The audio's up for patrons now if you haven't listened to it, and if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm fairly certain, not 100% certain, but I'm fairly certain the video will have come out already. Like I said, I don't know how frequent that'll be. We'll try and do them at least once a month. It wasn't a huge deal to edit it together and stuff, so maybe I want to, refine the graphics package a little, but I feel like my weird minimalist style is becoming, emblematic of our channel, because that's how I do all the thumbnails. The Storytime thumbnail is literally I put the channel logo in a armchair clip art, and I stuck a pipe over it, and I put a bookshelf in the background. And then I picked a cool font I like. The fonts are where I put all my effort. All my effort is into fonts and Let's Talk FGO thumbnails. That's where 100% of my effort is. Someday we'll hire an actual graphic designer. Right up with an editor and a website manager. That'll be pretty early in the hiring process, let me tell you.
Yeah.
And basically this is substituting for Skelegrams, because once again, there's no news.
We're in a very interesting spot in the schedule, to be honest.
Yeah. If I remember, I'm on the Grand Order Wiki right now, I can check. So, as of the time we're recording this, there's 3 days and a couple hours left of Oniland, and there's about 4.5 days left of Super Ghouls and Pumpkins. So, yeah. We're way too early for them to announce what would come after those, naturally. We'll talk a little bit better about hopes and dreams. I even said this later. I don't want to make predictions. The schedule's way too chaotic to make hard and fast predictions, but we're going to have some wants and desires and maybe some enlightened guesses.
Yeah. All we can do is literally take the information that we have, make a educated guess, and, just say, it's like, don't take our word for it.
And unlike some of our others where, we've been very firm, like, called it, looking at this, I'm like, I don't want to call anything. I have a way I hope it goes, but I don't really, and I have a logic for why it could go that way, but I don't want to, point out to the grandstands and call my shot. Because it's way too early for that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we could, I'm not, maybe it's because there's no other big news in the big servers that I've been focused on, so I haven't really seen a lot of community kerfuffle about it. I know Korea apparently just had their first year anniversary, and technically they got like 33 St. Quartzes.
Oh.
Which obviously, yes, then it's like, hey, well, North America only got 10. That said, that means if they got like 3 more than Japan, who got 30, that's interesting. Also, though, I feel like it was spaced out a little. So I think that rolls back to what we talked about before, where the problem with the North America one was just we don't have that same level of like audience integration that Japan does, because some of the quartz they get is for like social media campaigns surrounding the anniversary stream, leading into an anniversary stream, into a blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful that given the amount of community kerfuffling about St. Quartz, we should hope that our St. Court's rewards will rise, but as we always say, like, we can't see the back-end numbers, so who the fuck knows?
Who the fuck knows?
I mean, just stockpiling quartz on my own, I've already got, like, over 140 right now since summer.
That blood oath is strong.
Yeah, no, I haven't wavered at all.
Good job.
So let's jump into free talk. So we didn't write down any bullet points for Super Ghouls and Pumpkin's second impressions, which is a shame. We really should have, because the second half of the event had some great lines. I think the classic everyone is anticipating is when you get to the end finally, and you're like, "What's up with this pyramid?" All of a sudden, Oz jumps in. "It was me," and you're like, "Oh, fucking course you say that." And it's like, yes.
No. It's like he literally uses Noble. It sounds like he honestly just uses Noble Phantasm on it.
Mm-hmm.
Just drop the pyramid.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's a line. Doesn't MASH say that? I mean, like, well, who do you expect to crash pyramids into things?
I can't remember.
I feel like somebody says it.
I have completed, like, the main event. Like, I am, like, trying to just clean up all the free and challenge quests. I'm slowly making my way. Right now, I'm in the winter field, because, as always, I am playing right now. And I'm just systematically clearing out the events, and I still got a little ways to go. I think I'm, like at this point, like, completely, halfway done. Because I got the graveyard town,
I have done most of the free quests. I'm slowly working my way through challenge quests now. Luckily, they're AP cheap, so it's not hard.
Yeah.
And I've been shockingly lucky with some of them. Like, I thought, oh, males only is going to be kind of annoying. And I'm like, oh, no, actually, the class spread in this is okay. It's not terrible.
Oh, man, like, my love of waifus severely bit me in the ass.
Yeah, no, see, I've had quite a few dudes early on in this game that I have very carefully maintained. Like, you know, my Rider Kentoki's max level, I got a level 70 Emiya, I've got a level 80 regular Berserker Lancelot, my, you know, Saber Lancelot's level 70 also. Like, I got a few in the back pocket.
I cheated, though. I brought, Dion and Astolfo.
Of course you did. The shout out to that one person I could find on my friends list with a fucking Edmund Dantes. Because guess what? There's a Summer Martha hanging out in the males only challenge quest. Otherwise, that would have been a bitch.
For support, I usually took someone's Berserker Vlad. That made
also a solid choice. Yeah, a really good one.
Yeah. Because, you know,
and I was worried Da Vinci's Chosen would be bad too for the same reason. But no, it turned out okay because Lancelot's in there. So much Lancelot. Also, surprise Ushi.
Really?
Yeah. No, Ushi's in Da Vinci's Chosen. It's also one of Bryn's beloved. It's hilarious. Oh. I'm trying to remember. Who's the other... There's another woman that's in Bryn's beloved. Is it MHXX? Now I gotta look this up.
Well, for my part, as I said, like, I think last week, I was in the caves where you just meet Nitocris, and since then I completed the story, and the humor and energy, like, throughout the whole event is just maintained, and it's great. So I like that you go to the lava fields, and you're like, why the fuck are there lava fields? People have to walk through here to get to the castle. And everyone's just like, oh, I don't fucking know. And then, I don't think I've laughed quite so as hard as when the always trying to sneak into Master's bed trio shows up, and you only have one thing to say, which is, I am going home.
Exactly.
Like, it was kind of ridiculous, and then they solve the problem by throwing a fake master into the lava, to which all three jump in and are completely fine because of the power of love, and I am, like, not okay with that because that is kind of scary.
Yeah, I talked about it last time because I was a little ahead of you in the story, and you, like I said, you hide under No Face Make King, and Kyo's trying to fucking sniff you. And Raiko's solution is to start randomly blowing up the room.
With her Noble Phantasm. Like, excuse me. No, please stop. That is not okay.
So I did look it up, and according to the wiki, Voice also jumped in. And Okita Alter is one of them. Also MHXX is, and of course, both Ushi's count, so both her regular and summer version. So apparently, so long as you're a hard-working hero, Bryn likes you even if you're a lady.
Oh, that makes sense. Let's see here. What else?
But yeah.
let's see, I can't remember. The gate with like extra Vlad was interesting because he's still Uncle Vlad, even if he's a warrior, not a king. And Liz was all like, "No, you're still my uncle." And I was like, "Oh, that's sweet." Then you actually get to the castle, and I can't. The moment where like you've beaten Cleo, and everyone's all like, and she's all like, "Oh, I miss my Caesar," and everyone's all like, "Shit!"
Everybody,
They
huddle.
literally huddle.
Yeah, your only dialogue option is everyone emergency huddle. Just like whoop.
And then they show a picture of Caesar, and like I love how like both pharaohs like hit the ground. Like Nitocris is legit fainted, and Ozzy's on the ground because he's dying of laughing. Like
He's barely laughing, which you can just that's like pictures you can hear.
yeah. And then of course motherfucking Caesar like literally has to bust in. He's all
Right,
like
he
I don't know.
ray shifts himself, and then he's like, "Winnie, Weedy, I am here." And then, guess who also faints?
Like we have 3 pharaohs down for the count.
Cleo just bonk, flat out.
I enjoy that they actually made the sprite like waver and slip down. It's like
Yeah.
again,
We
like,
talked
they're
about this
doing-
before. The sprite effects in this are great.
Yeah.
Lancelot hiding himself with his helmet is great. Shut up.
And Mash is still like onto him.
She's like, I don't know why, but I want to destroy this guy. We should beat him up. I'm like, okay, Mash, calm down.
It's like, whoa, girl, down.
Somehow her disappointment senses are tingling.
Like Cleo makes Tristan play the harp upside down, and he still manages to do it.
Oh yeah, that's what I was trying to remember. I know there's one more sprite trick. No, it's fucking upside down Tristan. She makes him do a headstand and also play the harp.
Real talk, now that I actually fought Cleo, her moves are kind of cray. Like, girl, you should not be this fabulous when fighting. But she's like, no.
Yeah, in case you guys have not noticed it, Cleo fucking moonwalks.
She attacks with Kira Kira.
She
Like she does a hair
moonwalks,
flip?
she spin kicks, she hair flips. It's impressive.
Like, goddamn. It's kind of amazing. Like, God, like, I keep telling people, like, I have too many SSRs to take care of right now. I'm, like, super behind.
Mhm.
I didn't want to get to Cleo one day because I need to, like, I need that fabulousness in my lineup.
Also, somebody pointed this out in our one of our comments for an earlier episode, but we haven't worked on it on the air yet. But I'll just make sure really quick. But I believe it's so. Let's pull up Cleo, and it was talking about Cleo's voice actress.
Mhm.
And I just want to double check because that's how I work. But yeah, Cleo has the same VA as Nobu.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Voice gave the name Rei Kugimiya. And yeah.
Yeah, Rei Kugimiya.
Yes, no, same VA. So the same person who gives you Nobu also is Cleo's fabulous. Yeah, listen, the Japanese phenomes are kind of hard sometimes. I'd have to
Rie,
slow down and enunciate, yeah, because you got to get all those vowels in there. Rie.
I forgot. Voices in our chat, like, giving
Making
us the
fun of our
fucking,
Japanese.
side eye. Yeah. I forget sometimes when I see it. But yeah, it's Rie Kugimiya.
Though if you run, you run your syllables together like a native speaker. But yeah, that's pretty funny that you can go from Washija to her moonwalking and toe.
Well,
Though actually, it's funny. I'm assuming toe is like some kind of onomatopoeia for something.
It's
because
basically
fucking
just like a
every female character does it.
It's a fucking to is like shout.
Yeah.
It's just like a shout. It's like something you like scream when you like jump off something.
Mhm. Cause Brave Liz does that, and I think Atalanta has that at somewhere. Like loads and loads of female characters have that as like an effort noise, generic effort sound.
Yeah, she was the Tsundere queen.
Mhm.
She voiced all the Tsundere Lawless.
We call that
All of them.
typecasting.
Yeah.
You do it once, and then they want you to do the same thing over and over again. But as we can say from her being both Nobu and Cleo, amazing range. There are a couple of voice actors and actresses in FGO who have amazing range and show it off expertly.
There was another one, cause shoot, Rumi Okabe, she does all the Liz's and Astafo as well, and you know there's a bit of difference in there too. From like Liz is kind of high-handed, you know, trying to be an idol, to Astafo's, you know, kind of just overly cutesy yet still
Absolutely
boyish.
airheadedness. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like voice actors, they like, it's kind of amazing. I fucking love them.
And also that means she's the
God.
Mecha Ellie's, obviously.
Oh my god, I can't wait. One more year and we get Mecha Ellie. 2 years and we'll have both, and then you can have a team full of Liz.
Okayu
imagine
Yotaro,
that.
who does Lancelot, also, I think he's got a little bit of an impressive range. He does Caesar as well.
Oh.
And also Romulus. And also Phantom of the Opera.
Oh my god. Who does fucking Arash's again? I can never remember his damn name.
Yeah, it's hard to remember. Hold on. Here somewhere, buddy.
But that's good range, because you go from the cool, kind of deep voice of Arash to freaking Gills. Caster Gills,
Yeah,
Psycho no
Tsuruoka
Cool.
Satoshi, who is both Gills and Spartacus and Caligula, and also Arash. Shocking us constantly. Every time.
Every time. Great.
It's really interesting to see who is the same person. Like some people they don't use to do lots of extensive stuff. Like for instance, as far as I can tell anyway, Raiko's VA is only Raiko. But say Sakura Tange, who does Nero, is also Jack, which you can kind of tell. The enunciation's different, but like the high levels are pretty up there.
I know Saya Miyamoto. She does Da Vinci, the Johns.
Oh yeah, Maya Sakamoto's she's got a very broad range.
I'm butchering these fucking names.
Yeah, you're bad. You're bad today. It's funny
I am
because
bad.
I said before we started that this was going to be another tired episode because I am tired.
Yeah,
But I think my pronunciation's not dying.
No, my pronunciation is never fucking great to begin with.
You know, we're bad at English.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if we want to talk about range, since we're doing that now, that's just a thing we're doing. Chiwa Saito is an amazingly talented woman, who goes from obviously both Tamamos, which is a thing and a half. She's Chloe, she's Boudica, and also is Dion. So that's like, yeah, that's a whole. There's a broad range. Personally, I've always been impressed by Mordred's VA, Miyuki Sawashiro, because Ramazel, it's easy to tell, but she is also Nightingale and is Orion as well, I believe. By the way, if you're hearing my computer ding, yeah, she's the Artemis voice in Orion. That's because I'm frantically typing stuff at Control F. But yeah, so okay, so Rama to Mordred, that's pretty close, but like Mordred to Artemis to Nightingale, yeah, that's some flexibility. Oh, the other one who always impressed me, I think, was Asakawa Yu, who is Medusa, but is also both. She's all the Gorgons basically. She's all Snicks. She plays Snicks. Medusa Lily and also Gorgon, but also Cetheno and Eurale. So like that's a very sharp contrast from like down here with Medusa and then more up here with Eurale and Cetheno.
Oh god, my battery's at 15%. I am FGOing too hard. No! Oh man.
Also, Aoi Yuki's incredibly talented. Shuten's famous ASMR voice, and then also Okita, who switches from being deadly serious to, Okita-san Daishori.
Real talk, back to the event, I'm actually kind of hilarious that they call out Shuten's ASMR voice.
Yeah. Ibaraki's, in trouble for something, and then you have two choices, which are both Shuten's ASMR voice.
I was like, now I kind of see where Voice's video from that came from. I was like, okay.
The jokes.
Since it's been made. The jokes. Good job, Voice. Pat on the back.
Also, good job to whoever the person Voice got to do that. I'm sorry, I'm bad with names.
I don't even know.
Like, he doesn't even know. He's terrible.
I am terrible at names. I'm terrible at, like, interactions in the most part.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, no, I'm fucking awful at names. I'll be real. I don't remember anybody's name unless I use it a lot, and then I had that problem in school a lot. Like, you would be, you always go around the top of the class, even in college, and be like, oh, yeah, who's this? You know, ha, blah, blah, blah. 2 weeks later, I don't remember any of their fucking names. But alright,
yes,
so let's see. Hold on. We spent, like 20 minutes talking about voice actors.
Like, Voice does not let up when he's, like, butchering, like, he's fucking, like, slicing me up about how I can't talk. Damn it!
How? You know, he's relentless. He got, like, I talked about that in a show the other week. I think it was last week, getting on about pronunciation of Ptolemy.
Like, if I see the name, I can pronounce it, but if I'm trying to go for memory, I'm like, I'm gonna miss a syllable.
Oh, well, I mean, that's why I'm Control-F-ing up and down the list of voice actors, because we just talked about this, I don't remember names.
Nope.
Here, I'll give Lucky that cheat sheet if he wants to scroll.
Oh, it's Okubo. God damn it, see?
Yeah. Also, well, I mean, this is something I've been running into because this is mostly a What's Up topic, but, like, I'm really into the new edition of Legend of the Five Rings, which is obviously Japanese-inspired, even though it's made in the West. They have a note about Japanese pronunciation in the book, which is great, but, like, you start, writing stuff down or running through stuff, and you're like, okay, yeah. Because guess what? In normal English keyboarding, you can't put some of those accents in, so, like, you gotta think about, like, a lot of Japanese has, like, the long consonant. Like, you could write Okubo with, like, the dash over it to let you know to pronounce that symbol, or you could type it with literally a double O. There are lots of U names in with U's that are double in there that you gotta think about. And it's hard sometimes reading in standard-ass English character sets. Oh, hey. I was just randomly scrolling. Seek and Kutaro have the same VA. Interesting. Also, here's another astonishing one. I'm just looking randomly at the page that just floored me. Ketz and Kid Gill are the same voice actress.
That is kind of amazing.
Just like watch my thing and just like, wait, what? Just random stuff you see while scrolling. God, they give it's weird. Like I said, they give some VAs a lot of fucking work. Like Hayami Sayori, who is Martha, Melts, Ushi, Adelante, and various variants. Like, that's a lot of characters. So many characters. Of course, Ayako Kawasumi has so much work to do, just as Artoria. I think we've had this conversation about voice actors in range before. We've also had conversations about voice before. Funny. Anyway, we're still in Super Ghouls and Pumpkins.
I'm trying to think, but...
I mean, like, the event is good. Apart from, I think we talked about a lot of the jokes in the second half that were notable, and then, obviously, having been, like, a week or so, it's hard to remember what we talked about already versus what we hadn't gotten to talk about yet. So, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of fun scenes in the ice field where everybody's cold. Ibaraki's talking about how her mother always told her she should wear a belly warmer. Everybody's freaking cold.
I'm stopping at these voice actresses and actors.
On like the completion front, I was a little worried because I've said this on What's Up this week. Hey, go check out What's Up. We always say that. And actually, you people should check it out anyway because Voice was on for like a third of the show because it was his birthday and we invited him on and we yelled about anime for an hour. And then Voice left and we yelled about video games and tabletop games for another 2 hours.
We talk a lot.
Yeah, we're bad. Or we're really good, depending on whether or not you like our content and you like a lot of it at the same time. Which apparently people do, but yeah. So, if this episode is live on YouTube, that episode of What's Up has already come out. It'll probably be in the end card for this episode. So, stay to the end and actually click on the end cards. I get a lot of views on the end cards, but sometimes I don't get a lot of click-throughs. But that's always at the end of the show, we have the end card thing, and it displays helpful playlists and other videos you might want to see. And also, helpful links. Anyway, so yeah, but where was it going? Oh yeah, I was talking about my triple gacha setup where like there's 3 events all going on in FGO, Girls Frontline and Azure Lane right now, and I'm playing all of them. And it feels like I'm not doing great, but sometimes I'm doing better than I was. Like between literally yesterday afternoon and today afternoon, I talked about how I don't have any spare. I haven't gotten any spare copies of Brave List yet. I've got 2 now. I'm halfway done. Like since the time I talked, just because I was able to sit down and put some time in it. I'm really glad the challenge quests are only 10 AP. All of them. Like, at every level of difficulty, only 10. That is a godsend.
I haven't spent any gold apples myself yet.
Nope, I haven't spent any gold apples either. I've spent a couple silvers and bronzes when I needed them, but mostly not, which is good. I'm saving those for probably Babylonia.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna try and smash through that event.
Yeah, we're gonna smash through the story, and also I'm gonna want to smash through the free quests because quartz.
People say like literally Babylonia was voted the chapter they most wanted to see animated, so I'm expecting some real shit.
Also, it's super fucking long. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Obviously, whenever that's announced, we'll have like a pregame to like let you know. Here's how many chapters to expect. Some crazy boss stuff you should look out for.
I guess it should be super long because technically it's the last singularity, isn't it?
Yes.
Like Solomon, is not actually.
They call Time Temple Solomon a singularity, but it's a lot shorter. It's like a weird community raid event. We'll also discuss that more when it comes up. But yeah, no. So that'll be fun. That's and obviously people are like, save your gold apples for lotto events because we got a couple of those coming back. There'll be the Christmas rerun where you don't get infinite boxes, but you still get a lot of the lotto boxes, which you might appreciate. And then the new Christmas event is also a lotto, I believe. So people are always like, save your apples. And then you're like, why the fuck does the Lightwork not give me more apples? It's probably because people are yelling on the internet about save your apples. To go back to that, sometimes you make your own community thing. We've said this before, but I honestly do have to wonder if maybe they're not more cautious with the rewards because we are hoarding lunatics on this server who are like, no, I can't spend any apples or quartz yet.
No, I have to get 99 boxes. That actually happens.
Yeah, we've talked about how that makes us feel funny inside. But yeah, other than that, the event's still super fun. I like the variety. The challenge quests, of course, have great names. The joke names, of course, return.
I like how when you have the female only, freaking Teach is in there with just the title. Harems are great. I'm all like, oh my god.
Yep.
This
Big mood. There's all kinds of funny ones.
As I said, not all of them are great, but they're good. Localization and just writing in general, they bring a smile to my face. I can see why Voice says this is his favorite, the Ellie.
Yeah.
Ellie channel.
Yeah, they're really cutting loose with the script, and I believe some of that is because the game has been popular enough that like Albert's explicitly said, they've expanded their localization staff a little bit.
I tried to find out how much, but they wouldn't tell me.
Yes. Also, literally. Lucky called Aniplex US on the phone, on air, and tried to get them to tell how many employees they had. If you want to know how that phone call went, watch What's Up.
It went horribly, that's how.
You spoiled it. Well, maybe they paused the video between when I said something and when you said something.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think there's anything else to say. I mean, with 4.5 days left, I'm not farming the fucking CE. I'll get it next year.
If I can just get what's in the shop, I'll be happy.
Yeah, no, if I clear the shop, which I probably will, that'll be great. I'd really love to also have time to farm the EXPs so I can finish leveling Brave Liz, because I haven't done that.
Yeah, that's why I spent my my monthly.
Yeah, that's where all my monthlies went.
Yeah, my monthly blazes on.
Which also means that yes, poor Extra Vlad is sit at level 1. Hilariously, I get a fucking bonus servant halfway through the event. I'm like, yeah, buddy, you're staying down there for now. Sorry.
Rip.
But I hope to clear the XPs. I don't even know what other stuff is in the store. I have not looked below the CEs and the Ascension items. There's some special shit that you don't need. Like, maybe I'll start doing that for funds. I've not spent any of the event items at all. Like, what do you need those for?
Yes, I got the most important CE, Matahari's Tavern, because Jesus Christ, you got some titty, girl.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, we're at over half an hour. We can go ahead and move on from this, because it's not really going anywhere. The event is good and was good and stuff. Lucky's getting a phone call. He always gets phone calls on air. That's okay. I shouldn't complain about.
It has an alarm on it for free, and I never ever remember to turn it off. So I'm gonna turn it off right now.
Mm-hmm. That's okay. I'll there's so many recordings I've done where my fucking phone has dropped an alert for like Girls Frontline or something. Oh, your condenser's full. Gee, thanks, Girls Frontline. I want to know that normally, but I'm recording right now.
And never again will this alarm be heard on air. Fuck it.
All right, so that's done.
I just threw my tablet on, but good job, me.
Lucky, you used to play in FGO right now?
Who, me? Yeah.
Could you do me a solid and look at your total logins?
Let me see here. My room. You're lucky I'm not in the battle. Let's see here. Master profile. I am at 494. And I can tell you right off the top of my back that I have missed only 2 days of FGO.
Alright, so it's not officially announced yet, but I expect it'll happen. It'll be timed to happen, like, just about towards the end of the current Halloween event. But we're at almost 500 days.
Yeah!
I'm pretty sure that the 500th day is the last time the 100th-something day celebrations are actually interesting. And from then on, they're just like, have 10 quartz. Not that that's bad, just it's a little dull.
Oh, wow. According to what happened over in JP, on the first, it's 5 days of gifts. On the first day, you get 5 million QP. The second day, 50k friend points. On the third day, 5 bronze apples. Fourth day, 5 gold apples. And on the fifth day, 5 summon tickets.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm excited about. That's why I spent monthly tickets. I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to spend them. And then somebody reminded me, 500th day's coming up. And our 400th was unchanged. So there's no real reason to fuck with the rewards on the so many 100 days. So, no, 5 summon tickets.
Honestly, I probably feel like they felt like continuing to give like so many more like tickets and apples just for like.
I mean, like 10 tickets is way better than 10 Saint Quartz.
Yeah.
And also, if you specifically log in on exactly the 500th day, you get 10 4-star experience cards. But yeah, so that'll be fun. It's not officially announced yet, but it's coming for us. We're soon. And that'll be a little bit of a breakish. So that'll be fun. Like I said, that's why I, for reasons, was like, I can afford to spend monthly tickets on the event. I'll pick up 5 tickets later anyway. And some people will be like, but Omega, you could have had 10 tickets. And I'm like, whatever. I got a 4-star on 5 tickets. That's good.
Yeah. Oh, going back to, this actually fucking reminds me. Going back to, doing the contest, and because I totally forgot about this until I just saw something on my friends list. Whoever is on my friends list who decided to put their special CE on a level 32 Da Vinci, shame on you.
Much shame.
Much shame. Like, okay, I can understand, like, because here's the thing. It's Da Vinci. There's only one time in your life on this server you could have gotten Da Vinci. Only once. And she is just now level 32. And for some odd reason, you just now decided to put her in a support slot and put an event CE on her. What the fuck? And so, like, cause usually when I'm picking my friend, when I'm going through my support list, I really don't pay much attention to the levels, because, I don't know, I'm of the opinion that when you put something on a support list, it is to support somebody, so you usually want to put your biggest and your best in there. Not a fucking servant that hasn't even reached the max level of their first ascension.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Like, it happened to me twice. The first time I was willing to be like, oh, that, like, it was like a level, like, 44 Vlad. Like, Berserker Vlad. Something, can just surprise you at any moment. So, who knows? Maybe it was maybe it had just shown up for them. But Da Vinci, there's only one time you could have gone it. There's been plenty of time to like level up because Da Vinci is a pretty fucking solid SSR caster. You had an event CEO on her, so apparently you wanted people to use her, yet she's only level fucking 32. What the hell were you expecting to get out of her? It's like, oh my god, I was so upset.
Yep, nope. Listen, the support setup game is very competitive.
Yeah.
BT dubs, by the way, guys, I have a couple free slots because I leveled up my master level.
I'm actually, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go find this person. I'm gonna go kick them off my friends list. Hang on here.
Oh, big rip.
Big rip.
Alright, well,
Let's
while
see here.
Lucky is doing that, let me look at the show notes. So we're done with 500th day.
Oh, those are permanent quests. Let's see here. Ah, I found you. I'm not gonna out you, but I found you. Goodbye.
I'd like to add a sound effect here, but I also think it would probably be obnoxious. So, anyway, we're just going to leave it, and we'll move on. So, let's see, what time are we at? We're at 45 minutes? Alright, this is perfect. So this is normally the time, because it's the beginning of a month-ish. We're a few days in, but it's early in a month. Calendars are like that. Normally this is the area of the show where we do Future Observation Lens SHEBA, but, yeah, so the way I phrased it is based on both Albert's cryptic warnings and how much of a mess November is in JP, we don't really want to make future observation predictions. We said this at the front. It's a weird month in JP anyway, and explicitly we have been warned that stuff's going to get shook up a little. We want Babylonia in here somewhere, because that'll make more sense with like Christmas and other stuff. But there are no guarantees. Now, there's a logical reason for this. FGO NA has done this before. They put out Okeanos before Halloween, even though technically the point where we were in our schedule would be that Halloween should come out, but it wasn't late enough in October yet, so we got Okeanos first. And so they're not averse to moving up story content to fill in blanks and make stuff make more sense. So we're really hoping that that's what they'll do. Now, what blanks might we have? What stuff maybe we got to work with? So, there should be Hunting Quests 2 very soon. That is also a like first thing in November thing in JP. That's something they probably will keep. That is accompanied by a Knights of the Round Table banner, a summon banner. So that'll probably stay in there somewhere. That's a good break week situation. And in JP, what they have is there's the Christmas rerun. Which actually I should double check how long they gave that, because as we've seen with our first Halloween rerun, it doesn't look like North America's willing to fuck with rerun timers on their own yet. So let me double check with how long Almost Weekly Santa Altar rerun was. So about a week, I want to say. Let's see, what's the 16th to the 22nd? Yeah, that's a week. So that's a week in there somewhere maybe, and. Also in Japan, there was a Amakusa Shiro banner, so he's a limited servant. He came back for a banner for a week, which also had half AP story. And then the new Christmas event technically started in November. It was on the 28th, but it started in there. And then a couple days later, there was a week where there was like an Altera read-up for some reason, which we don't understand. We know for sure we probably won't have the Extella event, because we already had the Extella event, we just didn't have the summon banner for it. But we got the Mystic Code and the quest and the commemorative CE and all that. So that we're probably skipping. Like, if you want me to make an optimal prediction, I'm thinking, Halloween Nuns on the 8th, so I'm thinking, Hunting Quest Summon Banner, maybe half AP story a week, then, 2 weeks Babylonia, and then that would put us at the 6th-ish of December, so we could do Christmas rerun and then Christmas, because that'll be a week, and then that'll be like 2 weeks for Christmas, and that'll leave us with like 2 weeks left in the year to do Solomon. I don't know if that exact timing works out though, so that's what I'd like to happen, but I don't want to say that's a prediction yet, because we cannot be exactly sure how they do stuff in there. Like, maybe they'll switch that around. Maybe they'll do, like, the Hunting Quest, then they'll do the week for the Christmas rerun, then they'll do Babylonia, and then they'll do Christmas and so on, and, like, what's off. Don't know. Just don't know. And there are 2 Babylonia summon banners, so some of that will probably overlap with other stuff, just because they're not afraid to like dovetail banners. We're hoping it'll be a little more cleaned up, but yeah. Am I like fully expecting? Are they? If they wanted to drop the summon campaigns on like Altera, that's not a big deal. Altera's a permanent. Amakusa, that might be a little bad because he's a limited. You'd want to throw him in there somewhere, but So yeah, I don't know what they're going to do exactly, but the Amakusa rate up is like really a nothing rate up. It's just we're having a half AP story. I guess we need to do a summon banner because we can't have a dead week of no banners. So they threw up a bait banner. Lucky, do you have any thoughts and feelings about the potential schedule?
No, it's pretty much on the note. Probably, I guess they're probably like gonna, like I said, things are gonna get switched up. Things gotta be made more convenient for the scheduling. But you know, certain things still need to happen in like certain timelines, so they can't like wiggle around too much.
Yeah, we know for sure. Basically, before the year is over, we have to hit Babylonia Christmas Solomon.
Yep. Like
in a pretty tight order.
We have to hit both Christmases.
Yes. The thing is, like, I don't know on you, but I don't care if the Christmas rerun's in, like, the middle of November.
Yeah.
It already happened. It's short, too. It's literally only, like, a weekish. And for you and me, it's pretty meaningless because we've done it already. And honestly, for most people, it should be pretty meaningless because, I mean, like, I don't know about you, but I hardly ever use Santa Altar for farming anymore, and that's all I used her for in the first place.
Oh, before I got Drake. Like, before I got Drake up to snuff, she was my go-to.
Then Medusa got her strengthening quest. Is what happened to that.
But real talk, I'm not gonna say more. I'll probably, like, pull her out for the event again. Like,
yeah, I mean, she's a bonus, so might as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like, we're not... That's not a... Honestly, like, the Christmas rerun isn't a huge deal. Like, there's nothing super important about it. If it's a chance to maybe if you missed some stuff last year or it's your first time playing it, you'll get your shot at all the stuff, but it's not a huge deal if you miss any of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And, like, if they did some other event with it, I mean, I assume it's still got the same summon banner, but Jack is permanent now, so that's not even a huge deal anymore.
I wonder if they changed up the rerun.
Yeah, we can look at
banner. We could do that. Let's see here. Rerun.
Almost Weekly Santa Altar rerun. No, looks about the same. Jack, Nursery Rhyme.
Butts.
Mary, Robin Hood, Jinke. So yeah, and with both Rhyme and Jack being like permanent now, unless you like really missed them at some point, that's not a huge drive anymore. I mean, some people still took a swing at the first Halloween banner because it was a Tambo rate up, but
well, the nice thing about the rerun is there's a lot of skill gems in it.
Yep. Also, if you don't have Holy Knight Sign, that's a great chance because that's a really good CE. Like, the equivalents for Arts and Buster are not event locked, so if you like Quick and you don't have Holy Knight Sign, that's a really good CE to get. Maybe I'll bother with getting a second MLB copy. But yeah, there's some stuff in it if you're interested. Not a huge lot of stuff though, because it seems to be a very stripped down rerun. So yeah, like it's an opportunity to catch up on some stuff if you missed it, whether you missed it last year or you weren't playing yet. But like I said, it's not the Christmas event anymore, so it doesn't need to be even in December. Mostly I'm just like, okay, we need like 6 weeks basically, because I'm pretty sure real Christmas is 2 weeks. Babylonia is like 2 weeks of gap time basically to run its summon banners and stuff. Maybe 10 days, but 2 weeks is usually what they do for a story event. And especially if it's long and you have to complete it before we can start the final mission. And then I think we need like 2 weeks for Solomon. I
honestly wonder if they're going to try and do something for Thanksgiving again.
I really don't know. It doesn't, from a business standpoint, it doesn't make a lot of sense for them to do anything for Thanksgiving. Nobody liked it last year. Like, nobody was happy. And FGO is now like it's the English server. It is the de facto English server. It's basically the global version. It's available not just in the US, but in Canada, in Australia, in the Philippines, in Singapore. I think, is it Singapore? A couple of Southeast Asian or Pacific nations where like Thanksgiving has absolutely no meaning. And New Year's does, so there's not really a reason to like pull anything out of. If you wanted to do something, you could say the Amakusa banner is like Thanksgiving, but I kind of hope they don't displace their rewards from New Year's again like they did last year. That was kind of annoying for everybody's like timing.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so like they're not gonna goof anything up. That said, if they did do Thanksgiving with paid banners, that would guarantee that Babylonia was coming out in November, because Albert said, and we saw it happen, they will never nerf paid banners again, guaranteed SSRs. They like said explicitly, nobody like that, we're not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
And that's why our
like,
anniversary celebration was delayed a couple extra weeks, like a week or so that we could make sure that Oz and Lancer Artoria could be in there. So yeah, if they did do that as a Thanksgiving thing again, it would have to be because they bumped up Babylonia, so like Kets and Enkidu could be in there. That said, I would be perfectly fine if they left it till New Year's. And especially, please leave Musashi to New Year's. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me, FGO. The fact that I don't know when Ishtar's banner is already killing me. It already hurts me so much. Please put Babylonia in front of it so I can get a shitload more quartz. Please. That's all I want for Christmas. More fucking quartz. Alright. Well, we're at close to an hour. So, we've given our predictions. Real quick, so today... Actually, hold on. Let me go ahead and make this draw poll right now. Because that's just easier to remember to do and look at, is doing a straw poll. So, we're gonna try a CE Spotlight poll this week. And what I got in mind is, because, you know, we want some chance to talk about some lore, talk about some art, so we're going to talk about the 3 store CEs for this Halloween. You can vote to have us talk about Hero Ellie's Adventure, Wizard and Priest, and Matahari's Tavern. And if we do this Spotlight, we'll talk about the description of the CE, we'll talk about what its actual CE effect is, because, you know, like I said, I feel like people are not actually paying attention to, like, what the CE effects are right now. They're all about that actual, like, event effect.
Yeah.
Alright. So, go ahead and vote on that. That link will be in the description, assuming Omega remembers. If Omega doesn't remember, yell about it in the comments. And then, I think the next thing we do before final thoughts is we should mention, hey, it's a new month. That means there's a new monthly topic poll. And so your 3 choices this month for our $5 and up patrons is what is a reality marble, how do mystic codes work, and what is the Mages Association. And I will double check the exact stats, but I was pleasantly surprised because there's a decent amount of engagement. Alright, hold on. Double check. Did I mistag that post? It's in there somewhere. It happened. I gotta find it. And Patreon's kind of slow. So let's scroll through all the...
He's really trying really hard to like get as much done before the phone dies.
Gobs of stuff I posted. Yeah, okay. Alright, so... Yeah, it is not tagged properly. I'll fix that. But I'm pleasantly surprised. We've got 5 votes already, and there's still 12 days left in the poll. It'll go until about half of the month. And what is a reality marble is solidly winning by about 3, and there's 1 vote for the other 2 things. So, hey, you might make Lucky a happy boy. And yeah, so you can find that on our Patreon page. And I'll make sure to tag it properly. So in case you're curious, all monthly topic polls are tagged as BTS, so that's a featured tag on the front page. So if you're a patron, just go to our Patreon page and click BTS, and you'll probably find the latest CE poll, or the latest topic poll. Blah, blah, blah. Did I mention we don't speak English good?
Nope.
We don't. So yeah, that's the thing. Other than that, just in general, you know, besides our Patreon our patrons being really rad and generous, we've had another month go by that seemed to go by with nary a hitch. No bloody great complications as suddenly we look like we lost the whole shitload of money in patrons.
Oh god, I don't want to think about that.
No, thank God, it's smoothed over. Yeah, you don't really interact much with the Patreon, so this is my crisis usually every month. But finally, I think both our patrons and Patreon have kind of settled into a good rhythm. Everything processes efficiently. If people are declined, they get alerted so they can fix that. And most people are no longer consistently being declined, so it's a lovely thing that's stopped fucking our shit up, which is great. So yeah, that's all about that. Do we have any final thoughts?
I'm trying to think here.
Well, we've got a couple people in the audience. So we can ask a broad question to both you, the post-live viewers, and the live viewers. Anybody got any crazy predictions about what's next for JP? Their event ends in like 3 days, so that'll be interesting to see what'll happen. Is it time for a rerun? Are we gonna get Lost Belt 3? Like, what's everybody feel? Voice is officially calling his shot. He says it's gonna be Lost Belt 3 or last year's Christmas rerun. We've got a couple of people actually calling Lost Belt 3. I would be very interested to see that.
Like, speaking of like how like the events have been paced out, I'm feeling like it's about time for Lost Belt 3 myself.
Honestly, I've really honestly thought Lost Belt 3 would be like early October. Like, I thought they were going to do 4 Lost Belts in a year. Because, hey, guess what? Part of the reason why our schedule is so fucked is because we have to do a Singularity and the final chapter in this year. So guess what? The fact that they only did 3 Lost Belts in 1 year in Japan means, because there's 7 total Lost Belts, that means they have to do 4 next year and the final chapter, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, they're going to fuck themselves over next year, too.
Like, they're going to put the pressure on, give you the squeeze.
Yeah. But, yeah, it'll be really interesting to see. Lost Belt 2 was weird, though, like we said. Like, the story lock for Lost Belt 2 didn't come out until Oniland, technically, because Sitanai wasn't in the game. I don't know if she just wasn't ready right away, because she didn't need to be playable for Lost Belt 2, but yeah. But it's always real interesting to see. We'll see. Christmas is also very interesting to see when that's a new one, but since it's early November, I don't think we need to worry about that just yet. Especially if Japan is hopefully not crazy. Because Epic of Remnant was like this, where they had like I think it was Shimosa in October, and then Salem was like the last couple days in November. So they had another problem where they crammed in like 2 story chapters like super close together, and both of them I think kind of suffered for it. Well, yeah. So slight spoilers, but the theme of Lost Belt seemed to be the Lost Belt King. Ivan and Scotty are both limited characters. We said before, we think Scotty being the anniversary servant was kind of lazy. Like, she should have just had a special, like, Lost Belt Part 2 raid-up, but they already had a limited raid-up with Sigurd, because who the fuck needs permanent sabers, am I right? Says Delightworks. But Ivan was also limited, and then there is a story lock, but that's what the difficulty of that is like really weird, because the story lock for Lost Belt 1 was Salieri, and then the story lock for Lost Belt 2 is Sitanai, but she didn't show up until Oniland as a Halloween thing, so that's kind of the reverse of like Tammo. It's like, oh, Tammo's going to be temporarily limited until a new story chapter comes out, then she'll become permanent, and it's like, this is the reverse. Oh, this character's a story lock, but we didn't release her until we came up with a seasonal event way later. It's weird. Also, Voice can't make fun of my pronunciation of Sitanai, because, like we said last time, there's not an academic consensus on how to Romanize Ainu words. So there's literally not an agreement among linguists whether it's Shitanai or Sitanai.
I'm gonna start putting a disclaimer at the beginning of the episode that we can't fucking English.
That should probably go right up there with our Patreon intro. Yeah, by BT Dubs, we speak words good. And of course, the answer to that is we don't. We don't speak words good. We speak words a lot. Yeah, Axe. I think there's been some weird stalling with banners. I don't I mean, I feel like they want to make sure they have room to do some of their reruns and stuff, because this year, JP has really been knocking out well-needed reruns. There was a Garden of Order rerun, there was the Fate Zero rerun, which included a new servant, which nobody was expecting, you know. So, yeah, no, like, they've been killing it with reruns. I think Prisma's rerun is next, which will make a lot of people happy.
I think Prisma's like... Let's see here.
Well, Prisma's definitely the next collab that needs a rerun.
Yeah.
Which, like I said, that'll make people happy, because while they refresh the summon banner, they haven't done an actual rerun of the event yet, which means no extra Chloe. No opportunity for them to throw in new servants.
Oh god, if they throw the Prisma rerun this year, I'm going to die. Yeah, because they're probably gonna throw in fucking Miyu in there fucking finally.
Yeah, that would be the primo, would be Mio. Or there honestly, it sounds like there's a lot of characters they're building up that could be in further stuff. But yeah, no, that's yeah. Also, it's important to point out, they cannot, unless they explicitly say that they will be permanent, they cannot make limiteds permanent later. That's why, like, Musashi can't be made permanent. Oh, fuck, though, now I'm thinking about it. Like, we're getting towards the end of the year. We're gonna have the end of the year is always a treat in FGO, because then there's a Christmas event servant, there's a Christmas new SSR, and then there's New Year's, who is always a big servant. So those three things. Also, fuck it, I just realized, like, yeah, no, Reshigo already came out, Voice. There's gonna be a rerun that's cool, but also there's gonna be a new one. They've run out of Rin. What are they gonna do? Are they gonna add more Rin? I'll be okay with that.
Actually, they might add a Sakura.
I could do Muramasa. That'd be great. Sort that shit out.
Wasn't there? Like, didn't they say like there was gonna be like more, like maybe more Sakura, like maybe they'd be like, because they have Parvati, there might be like a Kali.
Yeah, no, they've left that open. I always interpret it as that they were saving future collabs for the movies, because there was like 2 more movies.
Well, actually, if I remember,
you're right. The second one's coming out soon.
Yeah, I actually think it comes out next January.
That's a solid one. The welfare for Christmas is always a great speculation. We're pretty sure it'll be somebody from Okeanos. I know Lucky and I want Medea Santa. Somebody pointed out that it could be Santa Drake. I don't think so, though, because it's not like the SSRs from those events, because Saber... Saber Altar is only 4 stars, so I think it's major antagonists from the Singularities, because it was Saber Altar from the prologue. It was a variant of John Altar as Santa the second year, who was the big bad of Orleans, and then it was Santa Altera, who was of no plot significance whatsoever, but was basically the final boss to Septim. So. Like we're saying, your options for Okeanos are like Medea, Jason, who's not even playable yet. Like, though that would be pretty freaky. Imagine SSR Jason.
Like, it's either going to be Santa Medea or Santa Medea Lily, and I'm okay with fucking both,
yes.
Alright? By the way,
those are the big ones.
Like, I just checked. Heaven's Feel 2 Lost Butterfly comes out January 12th, 2019.
Alright, so everybody watch the fuck out for more Sakura faces.
Yep.
Also, we're coming up on a year without another Abigail raid up and without another Hokusai raid up.
Damn.
That's fucking rough. I'm expecting Hokusai will probably, as a New Year's servant, will probably get the Musashi treatment and the other previous like New Year's treatments where she'll come back for this New Year's. But yeah, it's real rough on Abigail. Foreigners are a rough game. Hopefully we'll get that sorted out. But yeah, no, the Santa is always a if I had to think, like, what are the 2 most anticipated events in FGO for who's going to be out, I think it's summer and Christmas. Like, those are the big who's coming out question marks. All right, well, we're over an hour, and I think we've run out of stuff to talk about.
You mean padding?
Yes, padding. Thank you. We did all the stuff I wanted to do. We're done with our show notes. We yelled at you to go check out What's Up. No, seriously, like, if you want longer shows, go check out What's Up. That's literally all it is. It exists so we can talk about whatever for as long as we feel like, until the conversation runs out of energy, and then we stop.
Like honestly, there's a couple things I didn't get to talk to about yesterday because one, I forgot because I got so excited about talking about other things.
That happens a lot.
Till, like because it's not until I wake up like 10 hours later I'm like, oh yeah, I wanted to talk about that. Fuck.
Yeah, that happens to me about stuff, but usually I forget it, and then I remember later. Anyway, we're gonna wrap this up so I can process the audio, get it to Editor Lucky. Editor Lucky will smash his head on it for a day or two, and we'll be done. The episode will be out. Kringle Breaker.
Like, honestly, Medea Lily's Medea's will probably literally just be called Christmas Breaker.
But yeah, we'll see. That's probably not gonna come out for like... God damn, my mic arm's so creaky today. I need to make sure to like lift it up so it stops rubbing itself or something. Anyway, yeah, that's right, my mic arm touches itself. Yeah, the Christmas speculation, that probably won't come to fruition for like the rest of the month because they won't do anything until like at least the last week in November. Actually, let me look at it. Yeah, no, it probably won't even be because well, it might be, you never know, but basically the 1st of December is on a Saturday. So that's going to be a real fun show for us because we will, by that point, we'll definitely know some stuff about the upcoming NA schedule. Yeah. Alright, now I have officially padded long enough, and I'm a tired boy who needs to drink more water. So it's time to end the episode. So I will say, if you like this episode, give it a like. If you have any comments about any of the many crazy, nonsensical, garbled, gibberish things we have said today, go and leave those in the comment section down below. You can also check out our Discord. That link is in the description. You can get all that community help we talked about at the front of the show. And of course, if you are new here and have not already, please subscribe. And if you've already subscribed, don't forget to that bell for notifications so you always know when we post a video, because otherwise, you just don't. We're wild and crazy guys like that. And of course, like it says at the front of the show, you can support us on Patreon. For as little as $1 a month, you can get access to episodes in audio format, downloadable and early. Literally, the moment this episode is done recording, I edit the audio and post it to patrons. And lots of other stuff, and it would really help us out. And you can join our fine community of hangers-on and listeners. And we'll see you next time where, well, both events are going to be over, so fucking something will happen.
Something's going to happen. It's going to be good. I hope.
See, if this was like What's Up, where I do an AKA, the subtitle to this episode would be, well, something's going to happen.
Yeah.